Alright guys, welcome back. We have the refines here for the next update for Faye. So let's go ahead and get these up here. And then I can go ahead and get back to the Knicks game. Dude, I've been watching all of the playoffs games this year, and I gotta say, they're pretty good, man. Like, they're actually playing hard for once in their lives. Because the regular season is so bad, man. Like, they be goofing off. There's so much tomfoolery in the regular season. But goddamn, the actual playoffs, they're actually taking it seriously. So I do want to go ahead and hurry up and get back to that. All right, we got a 3-pager for my man King Freyr. Hopefully it turns out better than his C-skill did. Okay, so we'll start things off with Marcia here. Petulant Lance, 16 might, 1 range, HP up 3. At the start of turn, grants unit can move 1 extra space to unit, and infantry and armored allies within 2 spaces. So that's basically Rain Snap, I believe. Then also inflicts attack speed, defense, and res -5 on foes in 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, and neutralize those foes' bonuses during combat. Okay. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15 during combat, and recover 7 HP to unit after combat. Okay. Alright, then for her special effect, we have Cancel Rem +1 with a min of 2. Grants all stats of 5 to unit. Unit deals plus 20 damage and neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-ups and prevent units follow-ups during combat. Yeah, this is whatever. I mean, it's okay. She is a 3 and 4 star demoted unit, so it's not hard to get her to plus 10. But, yeah, man, this is very, very bare bones, very minimalistic. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Fallen Muarim up next. Now, if people are wondering why Tibarn is a fallen hero on the upcoming Fallen banner, I think this is the same reason as Muarim here. Muarim got experimented on by Iizuka and he went feral. I think that's the most likely scenario for what happened to Tibarn as well, where it's just a what if where Iizuka experimented on him and turned him feral. Although there are a lot of other explanations as to why he could be fallen. So, attack up 3. At start of turn and after unit acts, inflicts all stats -7, sabotage, and status preventing counterattacks on foes in 5 spaces a unit through the next actions. Okay, so he does flash, but it doesn't chain to enemies that are in 2 spaces of the nearest target, which is a little unfortunate. It's only going to be for the nearest foe in 5 spaces. Then also grants attack and speed of 6 and defense and res up 5 to unit. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15 and neutralize bonuses on foe during combat. And then at the start of turn 2 and turn 4, and all later turns, unit transforms. If he transforms, he gets attack up 2, 7 true damage when he triggers his special. And then he also gets tempo. And if he... Let's see here. After combat, if he attacked, he takes 5 chip damage. All of that seems pretty much the same as it was before, like prior to him getting refined. Alright, then also grants all stats of 5 to unit, neutralize penalties to attack and speed, deals plus 20 damage, reduce percentage of foes' non-special DR by half. No DR. How many instances of DR does he have here? Okay, he has 15. 15 points of DR. They couldn't have given him the extra 15 on enemy specials. And only plus 20 true damage. Him and Marcia only have plus 20. We're seeing units with plus 25, man. It's like they just put the numbers in a hat and just draw them at random. And also, like, the attack and speed up 6 and def res up 5. What is the purpose of that? Why not just all stats up 6? Why so much randomness is all I'm asking. Where's the consistency with these refines? Okay, we have Niime up next, old lady. So, -1 special trigger. At start of player phase or enemy phase, grants Anathema Draconic Hex and Hexblade to unit and allies in 2 spaces. Okay. Grants all stats of 5 to unit. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 7, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up during combat. Grants all stats up 10 to unit. Unit deals plus 20 damage, and grants special cooldown count -X to unit before unit's first attack during combat. X is the number of allies on the map with Anathema active, including unit with a max of 3. So she can just insta-cooldown a 4-hit special if she had one. Like Ice Wall. If she had Ice Wall, she would just insta-charge it on her first attack. I mean, just 7 points of DR, that's it. I know they give less DR to the mages, but just 7? When we have units that get 15 on normals and 15 on specials? Yeah. Okay, we have Rennac up next. So, -1 special trigger. For unit and allies in 3 rows of 3 column center on unit, grants all stats of 5. Grant special cooldown count -1 to unit or ally before their first attack. And then if unit or ally's speed is better than the foe's speed, then you get no follow-up. Alright, then unit deals +20 damage and reduces damage from foes' attacks by 7 during combat. And then dagger 7. And then he has Canto 2, all stats up 10. And neutralizes guard on unit. And then when Canto triggers, enables unit to use sing or dance. Oh. Once per turn, if similar effects are active, this effect does not trigger. This effect is not treated as an assist, nor is it treated as sing or dance. That's very interesting. So, would that activate... If you were to give him one of those, like, distance swap C skills, would he be able to proc the sing or dance off of that distance swap C skill? Because if he can, that's actually pretty good. It would be a very interesting unit for Aether Raids offense, but... Man, he doesn't do the gimmick that Volt does, where he has undefended on his attacks, which is pretty fun. He seems interesting, though. I'm not going to knock this one too much. This one actually looks pretty unique. All right, let's take a look at baby Eirika here. So a lot of the babies from this batch, the Sacred Stones batch, got some good refines. So we have here -1 special trigger, all stats of 5, and reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15, and their special by another 15. If unit has bonuses or penalties active, deals damage equal to 40% of the greater of foe's speed or defense, and recovers HP to unit equal to 20% of the greater of foe's speed or defense. When unit deals damage, and unit can make a follow-up attack before the foe's next attack during combat. Okay. Alright, then we have here, at the start of player phase or enemy phase, grants empathy and pulse follow to unit and allies in 2 spaces for 1 turn. Pulse follow is rare to get on a start-a-turn bonus like that. It's actually pretty good. Then also, at the start of turn, grants range 2 style to unit and sword, lance, axe, dragon, or beast allies in 2 spaces. There you go. Bam. Winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. There you go, baby Eirika. Show them how it's done. So, yeah, range 2 style to basically all your melee types. That's exactly who you want to give it to anyway. So, yeah, I mean, way to go. Living up to Baby Tana right there. Maybe not as good. Baby Tana is just a cheat code, right? Like, turning yourself into a warping beacon on a unit that can also just run, like, Heavenly Soar or Air Superiority now. It's pretty bananas. But, like, this is really good support. She gives Pulse Follow and Range 2 style. And then also grants attack speed, defense, and res up 10 to unit during combat. And if decreasing the speed difference necessary to make a follow-up by 10 would allow unit to trigger a follow-up. Then you get Potent 100. Yeah, that's really good, man. Because her Potent 100 is not going to take any mitigated damage or not proc if you have the Eirika ring on her. So she's able to brave. She can hit 5 times. Every attack that she lands, she's doing the 40% damage based on the foe's speed or defense. This is actually raw. This is a crazy refine, actually. What the hell? Yeah, no, this is legit. This is a good one. This is what we're looking for here. Baby Eirika, she got it. All right, let's take a look at Gotoh up next. So we got here -1 special trigger. If a skill compares unit's res to a foe or ally's res, treats unit's res as if granted +5. At start of player phase or enemy phase, grants def res up 6 and reduce damage from AoEs by 80% to unit and allies in 2 spaces. That part right there was basically the main thing he had going for him back in the day. The AoE protection support. Now there are more units that do that, though. And then also inflicts attack and res -6 on the foe, neutralize bonuses to foes' attack and res, reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15, and neutralize effects that prevent units' counterattacks and recovers 7 HP to unit after combat. And then for foes on the map whose res are less than unit's res at the start of combat, inflicts attack and res -5. Foe suffers plus 10 damage and inflicts special cooldown count +1 on the foe before foe's first attack. That's actually pretty good, considering there's no range restriction on it. It's just any enemies on the map with less res than him are suffering exposure, essentially, attack res -5, and scowl. For an offense mythic hero, that's not too bad. Yeah, if he's one of your main offense mythics that you've got the most merges on, that's actually, like, really helpful. And then inflicts attack and res -11 on the foe, and unit deals plus 25 damage during combat. Yeah, he seems okay. For what he is, he seems fine. Like, they just made him better at being a random score bot mythic hero, pretty much. So, yeah, we'll take it. And then finally, King Freyr. My god, this dude... I hope the weapon is better than the C skill. Let's just put it like that. So, -1 special trigger. Inflicts attack and defense -X on the foe, where X is half of the highest total bonuses. Among unit and allies in 3 spaces a unit +6. Oh, +6? So, let's say they have +6 to all stats. That would be 12 +6. So, 18 potentially, minus attack and defense to the enemies. Unit deals plus 25 damage, and unit makes a guaranteed follow-up during combat, and reduce damage from attacks during combat and from AoEs by 40%. Oh, that's pierceable. They should have gave him true DR there instead of pierceable. Alright, then also at the start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only beasts or dragons, or not adjacent to anyone, then he transforms. And then if he transforms, he gets attack up 2, inflicts attack and defense -Y on the foe. Y is the number of spaces from starting to ending position of whoever initiated +3 with a max of 6. And also if Y is greater than or equal to 5, then reduce damage from foe's first attack by 30%. Yeah, this is the updated Cav Beast transformation effect, but I mean, they could update this again, make it non-pierceable DR now. Alright, and then also, for unit and allies in 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, grants attack speed, defense, and res of 5, neutralize penalties, and grants special cooldown count -2 to unit or ally before foe's first attack. That's not a mid-turn penalty cleanse, sadly. It's just going to neutralize, like, the red stats, I think. So, if they wanted to be real generous, they would have tacked on, like, penalty bonuses or penalty effects in tandem with also the red debuffs. But I don't think that's how that's going to work. But that would have... Oh, my God. That would have made him a god. If he could do that. That would have been exactly what he wanted. Alright, then also reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15. Reduce damage from foes' special by another 15. And neutralize effects that grant special cooldown bonuses to the foe during combat, essentially. So, yeah, he's okay. The Crux could have been better. I feel like they could have definitely made this a little better. Yeah, because he basically gives Lagu's friend jump for the special ramp, and then all stats up 5 and neutralize penalties, but the neutralized penalties here is not as omnipotent as we would like it to be. So he's okay. They really should have gave him more on the Crux buff, though, I think. That way he would have actually, like, it would have made up for his C skill not hitting 3 spaces away. That's the main thing I really wanted him to do, was just get 3 spaces on the C skill, so he could penalty cleanse from 3 spaces away. But no. Alright, so there we go. Baby Eirika won by a mile. Like, this is not even close. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and we'll come back in just a sec, and we'll take a look at the rest of the data mines, and that'll be that.